Hello and welcome back. In today's video, I'm here to give you my thoughts going into the game between Blackpool and Luton. Like I do with every match preview, I will give you my thoughts on the last league game for Luton and also let you listen to an opposition fan with their thoughts going into this game, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end of the video. Before I do, please smash the like button on today's video. The more activity my videos get, the better the video does. So please smash the like button and let me know your score predictions and how you are currently feeling going into this game. And if you are new to my channel, hit that sub button. I'm trying to hit 6,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'll make Luton and EFL content. So, the last league game for Luton was against Doncaster. We won 1-0 at home. I thought the first half was good. Second half was not good. We played 4 at the back for the first time this season, and I definitely think there were some good elements of it. But in the second half, we weren't quite ourselves. We weren't looking after the ball. There was a lack of quality for both teams in the second half. Doncaster, being the away side, they were losing the game. They were basically piling on the pressure. And Luton, we did defend well. Keeley didn't have too many saves to make. But what I want to see in this game against Blackpool is roughly the same starting 11 apart from a couple of changes, but I also want to see the formation stay. I don't want us to switch to a 3 at the back system or a 5 at the back system. I want us to continue playing a back 4. I don't think, switching and changing formations is the right thing to do. I think right now we need to kind of stick with it and then hopefully get better as time goes on. But the one thing which I felt needs to improve is the link-up play from defence to the midfield to the attack. I think if we can sort that out, and I do think it can get better over time, then we'll start to see much better performances across 90 minutes rather than just in moments in a particular half. But I didn't think we were terrible against Doncaster. I just feel like if we did play against a much better side, we would have had a lot more problems to deal with. But we got the 3 points. We're back to winning ways after losing the 2 league games before that, which was Plymouth and then Lincoln. So we do go into this game against Blackpool with a bit of form. Blackpool have not started the season well. But before I talk about the Blackpool game, let's listen to Rob, who is a Blackpool fan, with his thoughts going into this one.
Hi Lewis, this is my preview of Blackpool versus Luton Town. Blackpool coming to this game off a really poor start to the season, only getting 8 points from the first 9 games. We've lost all our 5 away games and scored only 1 goal. Our home form has been better. We've collected 7 points from 9 against teams like Bolton, Barnsley and Huddersfield. But our away form has been shocking. Really poor start to the season after high expectations in the summer. A lot of new players through the door, a lot of players with championship experience. So I think most Blackpool fans were hoping for a top 6 push come the end of the season. Obviously it's still very early days, but 8 points from 9 games is a really poor start. Performances haven't been great. I think after Saturday's defeat to Bradford City, a lot of Blackpool fans are questioning Steve Bruce and is he the right man to take us forward. I think for large parts of that game, Blackpool were very good for the first sort of 55, 60 minutes. Blackpool were more than competing, had 2 or 3 really good chances. But as soon as Bradford City scored, then it was all one-way traffic and Blackpool didn't even look like scoring after that. So a really disappointing day, which keeps us in the relegation zone in 22nd place. And the prospect of playing Luton Town, who, in this division should be a real threat. So, it's going to be a very difficult game for Blackpool, I think. We've also got some serious injury concerns. George Honeyman, experienced midfielder, and Scott Banks, who's on loan from German side St. Pauli, missed the Bradford game through injury. And now we picked up injuries to our striker, Niall Ennis. He came off after about half an hour on Saturday and is extremely doubtful, as is Josh Bowler, who's got a calf injury. So forward-wise, we're looking quite thin bare. And the atmosphere around the club at the moment is pretty negative towards Steve Bruce. As of now, he's still in charge, so we'll see how tomorrow goes. But I think Blackpool really needs to start off fast. I think if Luton Town score first, then it could be a long evening for Blackpool. We need to turn things around quick. So I'm not very optimistic about tomorrow. I think Luton probably come into this game clear favourites. I know they've not had the most convincing of starts, but Luton Town squad is full of quality for League One level. and I expect them to be right at the top come the end of the season. So my prediction from a Blackpool viewpoint is quite negative. I think it could be 2 or 3-0. I think Blackpool, as soon as they go behind, the heads drop, confidence is really low. So unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to go for Blackpool 0, Luton Town 2.
Big shout out to Rob for letting us know his thoughts going into this game. It's always nice to listen to an opposition fan with their thoughts going into the game, which we are all going to watch tomorrow night. So, how am I feeling going into this game against Blackpool? Yes, I understand that Blackpool, they've got quite a lot of injuries at the moment, and yes, they haven't started the season off well. You can take this one or two ways. Are they going to finally turn up? Or is it going to continue? Is the bad form going to continue? Now, Steve Bruce is definitely under pressure. He has not started the season off well. They have made a lot of good signings, and I made a video about Blackpool before the season started because I didn't think many people were taking them seriously, and I think we should be taking them seriously because they have signed some really good players. Some players that from the Championship that have dropped down to League One, but they already had some decent League One players that performed well for them last season as well. So I feel like they are in a false position. Yes, they're down there at the bottom of the table with the bottom four of League One, but that for me is not where they're going to finish. I would be absolutely amazed if Blackpool got relegated this season, and I do think if the bad form continues, then Steve Bruce will lose his job. And if Luton beat Blackpool, that might be the trigger for Blackpool actually to go, you know what, Steve Bruce, we've backed you in the summer, but unfortunately this poor start to the season is no longer acceptable, so we now need to make a change. And to be fair, Steve Bruce last season I thought done a fantastic job. He took over Blackpool when they actually started the season off quite badly, so it's happened for 2 seasons in a row now, and he basically had an unreal basically run of form, and they basically climbed up that table. They just missed out on those playoff positions last season, but I think they could have got those playoffs if they didn't concede as many goals as they did. Going forward, they scored loads of goals. They were exciting, they were entertaining, but at this moment in time, it's not looking good for them, and they are making lots of individual errors. And I've seen some of the goals they've conceded so far this year really poor, and it's the same with us. We've not started the season that well. We know we could be 10 times better than what we are producing right now, but I just hope that, I don't know, maybe the win against Doncaster triggers something within these group of players. I'm not too sure, but I just want us now to stop losing games. We need to get out of this habit of winning, losing, winning, losing. We need to build a run of form. And I feel like the only way we can do that is by sticking to a particular formation, a particular system, and actually playing majority of the starting 11, not keep chopping and changing. I know people may want more changes, but I wouldn't do that, especially in the defence, especially in a back four where we don't know 100% yet if we can play it to the very best. So my starting 11 for this game against Blackpool is pretty much the same starting 11 that played against Doncaster, apart from 2 changes. So I wouldn't play Naki Wells up top. I would actually start Joe Bode. There is a question mark on why Lassie Nordos isn't starting. I do think it's unfair that he isn't starting, and I wouldn't mind him starting in this game against Blackpool. But right now, I'm trying to think how Matt Bloomfield is thinking, and I just don't think he's going to start him. So that's why I'm going with Joe Bode. I don't think Naki Wells should be the striker in this one. The reason why I say it is because Blackpool have got defenders that are just going to win everything in the air. Pretty much exactly what Doncaster did. So I don't think it makes sense. Oliver Casey, the Blackpool centre-half, I really rate him. I actually wanted Luton to sign him. Really good defender for this level, and I can definitely see him playing Championship in the near future. I just feel like if you just keep lumping the ball forward to a small striker like Naki Wells, Casey is going to win every single header. So I don't want us to do that. And I think Joe Bode, how strong he is, how powerful he is, how raw he is, with a bit of pace as well, I just think he would cause more problems for the Blackpool defence. And I think he would tire them a lot more. And then you could bring on a Naki Wells in the second half with his experience, with his cleverness, with his football brain, that he might be able to, find the pockets. Blackpool play a 4-4-2 formation, so we could potentially match them. but I've got a feeling we are going to stick with the 4-2-3-1. I hope we, keep with the 4-2-3-1. And then my next potential change is actually having Bramall start as the left winger rather than Ali. I think Ali basically needs a start from the bench. According to the stats which I've looked at and from the research which I've done, Blackpool tend to attack down on their right-hand side, meaning our left-hand side is going to have a lot of pressure. Now, we've got Cal Naismith playing as the left-back. I think that's fine. But I also think having Bramall in front of Cal Naismith would be quite a good partnership to have for this particular game. Ali's not performing. This is a problem. And he's overthinking everything which he's doing, and I just don't think that's helping him. So maybe just a fresh start from the bench. You could bring him on in the second half. What a great player to bring on in the second half to be the difference and see what happens there. But right now, he doesn't belong in that starting 11. I don't think there should be any, 100% guarantees with that. He needs to do more, and we're not seeing it from him. We need to see that unpredictability about him, because right now he's overthinking everything which he's doing, and I just don't think that's helping the team or himself. So that's the only two changes I would actually make. I think Fane needs a run in the side. I don't think it's wise to keep putting him in and out of the team. Makosso at right back, he's going to be filling by the looks of things for the time being, which is great. Hopefully he can handle that quite well. And I think the likes of Tenen Mengi and Mans Anderson, if they're going to be the regular centre-back partnership, then they need to spend more time together. They need to be playing week in, week out together, because that's how the partnerships get stronger and get better. So we need to see not too many changes. So I feel like because we did play it on Saturday, 2 changes is respectable and I think are justified, especially the 2 players that I've decided that shouldn't actually start in this one. So that's kind of how I would go about this game. In terms of my score prediction, I honestly think, and I'm going to say it again, and I've already done this in previous videos, where if we score the first goal, I back us to get something from the game. If Blackpool score first, then I back them to get something. I just have an issue with us when we concede first. For me, the mentality amongst these group of players, I just don't think it's there. And I did read something online. Apparently there is some therapist at the football club that is helping these players in a different type of way off the pitch to help with the mental side of the game. It's very important now with professional athletes. Whether or not that's actually working, I'm not too sure. But for me, there is a confidence mentality issue when we do concede first. And at the moment, I do not put any money on us being able to come back from a losing position. So I want us in this game to kind of go about it the right way. Blackpool, they're good at home at the moment. That's the one thing that's helping them so far. They've had some points at home. It's away from home, which is the problem. So I would back us a lot more if this was the home fixture. But yeah, going away to Blackpool, I want us to get something to go into the game on the weekend against Stevenage, which is going to be a lot more difficult. I didn't think I would be saying that at the start of the season, that Stevenage away would be a lot more challenging than Blackpool away. I didn't think I would ever say that. So that's kind of how I'm feeling going into this one. Fingers crossed, Luton, we can get something. We need to get a positive result. We need to, and also get a positive performance as well. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling towards it. Hopefully, Matt Bloomfield, he makes the right decisions. And even if the starting 11 isn't right, I want his in-game decisions to be better, because that's what's letting him down at the moment, and it's happened far too often this season. So that's kind of how I'm viewing it. Let me know what you think down in the video comments and smash that like button. But yeah, I'll see you guys after the game against Blackpool with my match reaction. So yeah, I'll see you guys then.